Trump. Bit short. As short as it was, that was still a good pot from Walden.
Yeah, it shows the confidence in Ricky Walden's game at the minute.
8.
Absolutely brimful of it.
Nine.
Last 3 matches here at this Ricoh Arena in Coventry have been whitewashes. I don't think we're in for that tonight,
14.
Clive, are we?
No, they're both playing too well, I think, for that.
Just about has enough angle in the black. Can back up for the red, you see. Bottom of the pack there. Nice to be low on it, disturb a few more.
$22. $23.
The opening of the bunch creates the possibility that Walden would need only this visit to win the opening frame.
Yes, I think he was expecting a different contact in the red that he screwed
29.
off there. Now, if he can get through the gap to the left, the red to left middle, he's fortunate. One to right middle is always an option. Yeah, I don't think he can get through there. Maybe just having to bend it a touch. And this other red is no bargain either, because he's almost going to have to play it with a fraction of right hand side, which against the nap isn't easy. Oh, played very well though.
30.
Good recovery.
Brendan Moore's the referee, used to drive a bus past the Crucible every day and ended up refereeing the World Final there.
$35.
Neil Robertson's break-off shot was grossly under strength. It still needed a good opening pot from Ricky Walden.
36.
But he's got the bunch open. He's surmounted an early difficulty. And this could well be a frame-winning contribution.
The shot Ricky's played there shows a sign of his confidence. Most players would have screwed on and
43.
off the cushion there, hoping for an easier red than this one.
Ricky
Wow.
Wallen, 43.
Well, he's such a good middle pocket potter that he'll be disappointed to have missed that. And with all the reds open, that could have serious consequences. This could be a deadly counterbunch from Robertson.
I think what he's worried here, Neil, is the cannon on the green. If he pots this on the thick side, it looks a natural angle to me. He may just be playing this a little soft screw. Yeah, he's dragged it. And that made the pot all the more difficult, Clive, didn't it?
Yes. So the pendulum swings again.
You see the path of the cue ball here towards the green. I'm pretty sure that's what he was concerned about. Anyway, gone now.
1.
The pendulum swings back in Walden's favour. This is now a frame clinching chance for him.
Nice little cannon on the pink here. Will be what Ricky's playing. Yeah, decided to screw away from trouble.
8.
Still no problem though, especially with that red on the baulk line.
9. $40. $50. $21. 22.
The applause recognises
28.
that Walden is over the winning line in this opening
29.
frame.
$35. 36.
Plenty of confidence.
42.
And a fair old lick as well. Looking good, Clive, isn't he?
43.
Yes, very fluent. And if you can't be full of confidence after winning such an important ranking tournament as the International Championship in Chengdu, when can you feel confident?
48. 49. $56. 57.
He's one of those
60.
players, isn't he, Clive, on the circuit that he doesn't grumble about much. Isn't overly opinionated about issues regarding the game. He just gets on with it, doesn't he?
65.
And unlike some, he really loves travelling. As a snooker player, a top player, he's got opportunities to go to places that
74.
he probably would never go to otherwise.
87.
Walden started the score.
A great start for Robertson with breaks of 47 and 87 to seal the opening frame. On to the second, it's Walden leading by 21 points with Robertson at the table.
1.
Neil Robertson's a Melbourne boy, has a house in Cambridge now.
Three. 4.
That was a clever shot in actual fact. He obviously played top side of the blue, but made sure he got a bit more pace in it than what he actually played. Yellow was always on as a secondary option. Now how's his luck going into the reds? Deserves to be in one. He's played this really well.
6.
Now, if he decides to go back up the table, it's touch and go whether he can avoid the cannon, so he may be forced into playing for the black off this red. That's just what he's trying to weigh up. As I say, can he play it with screw and left hand side and avoid the cannon? On the red next to the cue ball, that is.
Seven.
Obviously felt he couldn't. Now this is going to be the key to the frame, I think, for Neil Robertson. This is, he'd probably pot this, I would say, about 8 out of 10.
Short of his intended position.
Yeah, it's tricky this red to right centre, because the harder he plays it, the more likely he is to cannon into the pink, and that's the last thing he wants. So taking a risk here with a thin cutback.
Wasn't able to control his position perfectly, taking the cue ball through all those balls. He made light of that difficulty which the back posed. knocked it in as it was over the pocket, but certainly
20.
could have been missed. But I think that's the hallmark of the top players. The half difficult shots, they hardly ever seem to miss one.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing, Clive. He potted the initial black, didn't he, along the cushion earlier. As I said at the time, that could have been missed. So that's 2 missable blacks he's managed with a minimum of fuss this break. As you say, that's what the top players are extremely good
31.
Very high pot success rates so far, and judging by the form they're in, I think those sort of figures are likely to be maintained.
at 36. $37.
Yeah, so he's got, well, more than one good shot to play, but this could be the key. This is not easy to drop on a red. He's got a choice of 3 that he can land on. Probably play it on the hard side. He can finish on the one virtually touching the black, and that looks absolutely inch perfect.
42. $43. $50. $51.
Slightly
58.
overscrewed, so this is a rest shot. Frame ball, in that it would leave Walden needing a snooker.
Thank you. 59.
Walden's now resigned to the score being 1-all.
$64.
Early days, but pot success rates of
Yeah, Robertson,
95 and
64.
96%. Robertson leaves the table, 43 in front, with only 35 on. That's 2 4-point snookers to tie, unless a free ball comes into the equation.
Thanks.
It's effectively a big ball, this red. There's scarcely any room round it.
Yes, but it's worth playing on, isn't it? Just for a couple of shots, Ricky Walden. While the colours as they are, wouldn't expect him to be able to gain a free ball, but as I say, it's just worth playing on. You just never know. Trying to put this red somewhere in behind the black. Again, as before, as Clive mentioned, this one similarly is quite a big target. But he's asking the question. That's all you can do of Neil Robertson.
Well, as I said, Walden may have been resigned to losing the frame, but when Robertson failed to pot the last red, Walden was suddenly in the position of having everything to gain and nothing to lose by playing on. Snookers to extract any penalty points. That thin snick to middle removes the last vestige of doubt about the outcome of this frame.
Blue ball. Six. Neil Robertson 6 and the frame.
Robertson had an important 64 break.
Clive, it's the bane of a snooker player's life, those colours up there. You play a safety, you think there's only 3 of them. It's 6 feet wide and you always hit one of them. What's going on?
Well, you don't, Alan.
No, I do.
No, but it does make a huge difference if you cannon one of those ball colours smack on the nose, because of course it stops
6.
the cue ball dead.
Seven.
Yeah, a little bit of a kick that time. Took about 6 inches of pace out the cue ball.
14. $50. $20.
This is not absolutely perfect. Does he, in potting this red, come round the black, or does he cannon the black? Or does he play something different?
Yes, I think it is a natural, isn't it, to go round the back of the black. He's had 2 or 3 good looks at it. What he will be doing is playing it with he's deciding against it. Coming back for the pink, I reckon. The same pocket. Just doesn't want to flirt with that other red on the right hand side too much. Managed to just about hold it.
21. 27.
Pink spot occupied, so it's on the highest available, in this case the green.
28. $35. 36.
Sorted that out nicely there, didn't he, going into the pack? In actual fact, dropping that red in the middle, he would have tried to land straight in the blue, because either side of it was good. Just the smallest of angles. Play for the one in balk. Needs a bounce here, though. Just about got it.
41.
It's amazing how long it took the snooker world to think of extensions for cues or for rests. But no more half butts with crusty 50-year-old tips.
Yes, the furniture, as we call it, Clive, isn't it?
42.
Walden hoping that Robertson's going to break down.
And well, having somewhat gone the scenic route the last
44.
few shots, he's now back in absolute prime position.
I'll be surprised if Robertson doesn't win the frame at this visit.
$45. 52. 53.
'Heavy contact,
60.
and because the cue ball's finished so close to the cushion, he hasn't got unrestricted scope to use any spin that he might need.
$61.
Managed though by striking downwards to stun the red in.
$68. 69.
It's a top tournament and a top class venue with two
76.
top class players, and it's also a top standard, isn't it?
77.
This is fabulous stuff from both players.
84. 85. 92. 93. 100.
Robertson's third century of the day.
$101.
His 103 centuries last season almost doubled
107.
the previous record for a season.
109. 112. 116. 121. 127.
Great stuff. Great stuff. A total clearance of 134.
1.
Green looks best to get into the bunch with the cue ball.
Four.
Good shot, deserved to be in something. With high value colours, we'll see him get that 3-1 interval lead.
45.
Walden led 37-0 in this frame, but Mr. Red to a far ball pocket.
Yeah, just another kick there. That's
52.
the last two shots he's had a bad contact. Took a little bit of pace out the cue ball, so he should be all right though. Can avoid the cannon on the pink. Little soft screw top side of the blue again.
53.
Oh dear,
Neil
oh
Robertson.
dear.
53.
You can only explain that by a lapse of concentration.
Yes, I detected a kick though on the blue once again there, so that was 3 out of 4 shots. I think Neil Robertson had a bad contact.
Ah, well, it wasn't pilot error, it was a kick.
Yes, I
1.
think so, Clive. I just detected the blue leave the bed of the table as he was trying to pot it there. Anyway, this is big now, isn't it, for Ricky Walden, just to establish himself back in this match. Under normal circumstances, this is a gimme clearance, but it's also a must clearance.
7. 9.
The kick on the blue looks like making the difference between 3-1 to Robertson and 2-all. Just blue and pink needed.
Yes, I don't think he can hold for the pink to corner, so he's got one more good shot he has to play here. Difficult to tell. Yeah, decided to just use the natural angle
21.
and play for the pink in the middle.
This for 2-all then.
27
Safely in.
Ricky Walden.
It's 2-all at the mid-session interval.